Hey guys, so, oh wow, I really am out here looking crazy. It's fine. It's not fine. So I am back from being gone for like a year. If you couldn't tell, my room is a just shithole right now because I'm packing to move out. I figured that I would film one last video in my room, and that is going to be the first episode in this series, which is currently going to be called Cut the Bullshit. So what is Cut the Bullshit? So basically my mentality in this was that I, as a person, try to be very genuine and honest with myself, first and foremost, and usually with others. I think a lot of times in the YouTube community and then in the videos that I have posted as well, we try to just create this facade of what our lives are like, or the things that we go through with all this editing and blah 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 blah. This Cut the Bullshit series was going to be this series on my channel that carries those same concepts that I live my life with, like genuineness, authenticity, and honesty, and just talk about some of the topics that you guys want to hear about or that I want to talk about. My goal is to just give you guys some real information on my life. This first episode is going to revolve around my first year at NYU, my first year of college, my first year in the city, a lot of firsts, and I'm just going to talk about a lot of the struggles that I've had, some things that I've learned, and just some regrets maybe, and that kind of stuff, all that jazz. First thing that I want to talk about is just shattered expectations. Yeah, if you're not from New York, and especially if you've never been, the odds are that you're just gonna overhype the shit out of it, just like I did. And you're gonna think that you're gonna live out a modern day Carrie Diaries type situation. That's not what's gonna happen. Even though this is what I thought, I will tell you ahead of time, you are not going to find the man of your dreams. I mean, I guess you might. Whatever. I just had this mentality that the perfect boy was waiting for me in New York, and he was tall, he had brown hair, he had glowy skin, he was funny, charming, super smart, and he either liked psychology or pizza as much as I did, or he was Kevin Spacey. And guess what? Nowhere to be found. Doesn't exist. Also, I thought I was going to go out all of the time because New York, right? You think that you're gonna go out to all these lavish clubs, somehow end up in the same club as Kylie Jenner. No. I mean, again, with all of these things, I'm sure there are people that fulfilled them. I did not. So that's just my account of things. Take it as you will. Yeah. I also thought that I was gonna get straight A's. No. On this topic though, I say that, and that's all my, okay, that's a lie. That's not all my fault. But that's mostly my fault. Where there's a will, there's a way. Getting an A is an option. I just was not capable due to other circumstances. I had to work very, very often. I'm definitely in clubs and that kind of stuff, and just that didn't work out for me. But that's okay. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with how I did, I think, academically. I honestly don't even know how I'm packing all this, but I guess we'll find out. So yeah, just on the topic of shattered expectations, sure, hype yourself up for this experience, it's gonna be freaking great, I assure you, but just don't come in, I mean, you know what, fuck it, you're gonna do it anyway. I'm just gonna warn you, most of your expectations are not going to be lived up to, and that's fine, because New York is amazing, NYU is amazing regardless. I'm just saying, keep that in mind when things aren't going incredibly perfectly, that's supposed to happen. Okay, speaking of shattered expectations, since I was in middle school, basically, I had the plan to go into psychology. I don't know why, but I did. And when I got to high school, I decided on psychiatry because I was like, hey, I love psych, but I don't want to be broke, so I'll do psychiatry because I'll be a doctor. And I'll be rich, I'll be a rich ass bitch. So that was my intention. And you know, so I came here and I was a psych major, as you guys may have remembered from my first video. I was a psych major on a pre-med, pre-health track. Canceled. That ended real quick. So basically what happened was, towards the end or so of my first semester, I just had this revelation. I was taking algebra and calculus. Don't laugh at me. I know that's not a hard class, but like math, trash. So anyways, I was taking this class. Wasn't going well for me. And I was like, well, shit. How am I can't even handle this like simple math class. How am I supposed to be able to handle bio and chem when, one, I hated those things in high school. I was not successful at them. Like, what's the move? So basically I had just had a revelation that I was like, okay, you dum-dum. You hate science, you hate math, and that's like all that pre-med is about in like medical school. Like, what the hell are you doing? The thing was, when you have something set in your mind for so long, like for years and years and years, changing that is like mind-blowing. And I just remember thinking like, I'm not gonna change my major. Like, this has been decided since like forever. Like, people that change their major like don't know what they're doing with their life. So naive, Syanne. Should I just like throw this fork away? There's like weird liquid. Whoa. Okay. This is not fun. I'm having a bad time. And I look crazy. So anyways, maybe if I just put some glasses on my head. Great. On that topic, I was just going through so much anxiety. I was crying like every single day because I was like, what the hell am I doing here? I'm wasting my parents' time, I'm wasting my parents' money, I'm wasting my time. Like, just a terrible cycle of sadness. So finally, my dumbass was like, let me go talk to my advisor and like see what the plan is. I went to my advisor and like I had this entire list of things that I was going to talk about, and I was going to have a very calm, put together like meeting with her. Again, incorrect. I showed up and like started talking, and within like 30 seconds I just broke down. After I calmed down though, she talked to me, you know, with what you would expect an advisor to say. Like, it's okay, like the people change your major all the time, blah, 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 blah. I calmed down and I officially told her, like, okay, I'm not doing pre-med anymore. Great. And then later on, just through the things that I've done at NYU, I've realized I definitely have a passion for social justice and social activism and politics as well. So I was like, hey, you dumb, why don't you do a double major in politics and psychology? So that's what I'm doing now. Woo, that's super exciting for me. My plan is to do political psychology and pursue academia. So hopefully it doesn't change anymore, but if it does, it's okay. The next thing that I want to talk about is introspection. What I mean by introspection is like, how did I want people to see me, people that I met and encountered? What were the kinds of things that I wanted people to say when I wasn't around? And pretty often I force myself to think about these things, which can be very, very humbling and frustrating because you're like really stressed out about that. I just think that it could be like a very beneficial thing to do for yourself as a person and just like to improve your life and the lives of like people that you care about. So just be aware of like how you treat people and the things that you say, the things that you do, and just the person that you give out into the world, because like those things are incredibly important just in terms of like making the world not shitty. And so with this concept, we're just gonna go on the move now. The next thing that I want to talk about is expanding your network. Expanding your network. In high school, and specifically my senior year, how do I get this out? Specifically my senior year, I had a very, very small circle, and I came to NYU basically with that same mindset. I was going to have one or two really good friends, and that was pretty much it. Don't do that. I eventually realized that if I stuck to this mentality, then it was going to be a very boring and very lonely 4 years, because like those people aren't going to be free all the time and aren't gonna. You just need a bigger network of people to kind of rely on and lean on and like just like go through life with. As a second semester, I joined a shit ton of clubs. I put myself out there. I've never been the type to just introduce myself to strangers, but now I kind of am when they're not like weird and creepy. But and because of that, I've had the opportunity to meet a shit ton of people and just amazing individuals who I can learn from and grow with and count on and just make like good life memories with. So get to know some people. Just as an overall kind of like review, I guess, of just my first year of college and first year at NYU and just everything that I've had to go through. It's been rough. Like being away from home was really hard, even though I've always been incredibly independent, I think, of my parents, which is good. But at the end of the day, like, you will be going through some shit and you'll have friends that are going to be there for you, but sometimes you just want to like talk to your parents about these things, and like you can't, I mean you can, but it's not the same. So definitely like value those guys in your family before you leave and stuff like that. Another thing is, on the topic of working as a student, I might do an entire video on that, but that was really tough. I'm glad that I did it because I made a lot of money that I'm now going to use to pay for the summer classes I'll be taking, but time management was a pain in the ass for me. I'm incredibly grateful for all of the friends that I've made. Like, I literally cannot emphasize that enough. I've never had friends who care this much and are just willing to check up on me for no reason. Just they know I'm going through something stressful or have an exam and they're like, hey, good luck, or hey, do you need help? Like, it's wild. There's definitely good people. Like, if you were the type of person that like did not resonate really well with the people from back home, like, find those people in college because they do exist and they are there. You just need to reach out and find them. There's a ton of different things that I want to talk about. So on that note, what I'm going to do for you guys is this video is also going to be a platform, I guess, I don't know, for Q&A questions. Woo! So this Q&A, because I'm getting a lot of repeated questions, is going to stop that from happening. What I want you guys to do is go ahead and comment on this video any questions that you have about NYU, New York, me, whatever, my major, liberal studies, any of that nonsense, and I will pick a handful of them and I'll do my second episode, I think, on a Q&A, which I think will be super cool and super helpful, I hope. And thank you guys for being with me and my lazy ass who never posts videos. Really appreciate you guys, honestly. I'm glad you guys are like still around. But ask me some questions. I don't know when the cutoff will be, but just keep asking them until I post the video, really. Okay. Bye.